All right, man. Welcome back to the basketball community, episode 4. I'm Coach John. Got my boy Coach Jay. Just like the previous ones, we got a special guest for you guys today. He went to Corona Centennial, 3-time All-League, League MVP senior year. He's currently at Portland State. His freshman year, he averaged 8 points. Led the team in scoring 3 games and led the team in assists 5 games. His season high, his freshman year, was 18 and 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. And that was against Washington State. And currently this year, he is averaging 8 points and 3 assists. So do me a favor and help welcoming in Paris Dawson. Paris, what up, man?
Hey! It's good.
My boy. Thanks for taking the time with us today, bro.
Yep, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. So we want to jump right into it, man. So tell us about the journey for you. I know Jared's told me multiple times about the days at Vets Park. Tell me how that all started.
So my journey started with me. I used to always watch my sister play. When I was young, I'm probably like 3 years old. She used to be outside working out with my dad. They never let me play at that time. They like pushed me to the side, like, oh, you're not ready yet. They were like, oh, you need to try different things before you try to stick to one thing. But since I grew up with my sister and we were so close, like I wanted to like try to do everything like her. So that's where I would say the journey definitely started at, right there. Just watching my sister growing up. And then, like you said, with Vets Park, that's where the real grind started for me. I used to work out at Vets Park and I used to work out at the Lamo Park outside. So if Vets Park wasn't open, I was outside at the park. It was a park. The Lamo Park was actually right down the street, so we used to walk there. Man, cold days, we used to run in that park. We used to play basketball, shoot. We used to do anything at that park. And then I had a lot of friends around the neighborhood. So, we go play some pickup games at the park, meet up with like older dudes, we smack them. My sister was the one that I'd definitely be smacking the older dudes though, because she was taking everybody. So I was like, hey, it was kind of like a Reggie Miller, Cheryl Miller thing with us. And then like Tricity Ballers, like you said, that actually started off with my dad. My dad and one of my best friends, Kylan, his stepdad, they started off that team. We got like some of the best talent in LA, I would say. Names like Johnny Juzang, I played with him, Spencer Hubbard, Chris Coon, Terran Frank. Like we had a lot of guys that high D1s, D2s, anywhere. So yeah, we were a good team, a real stacked team. And everybody's doing good from that team. So that's good.
Seeing you like this is surreal because I actually remember, you being that guy, a bald P. That's what you gotta really know. We talk about bald P, right? Yeah. And I want to talk to you about your dad a little bit, man. I mean, so many people. He's always been kind of, especially the last couple of years, in the background, being more of a dad, man. But he was so instrumental in youth basketball for years, bro. Like from obviously, we got Tricity Ballers, we had ARC before that. I mean, he was obviously even instrumental a lot in HCE and helping me and obviously just being a huge part in terms of mentorship. Like, talk to me a little bit about, I know he's your dad, but talk to me about Coach Dawson and the impact that you feel and that he had in the community, not just as a son, but just as that coach.
As Coach Dawson, one thing about him, he wouldn't give no slack to anybody. You did something wrong, he was on you. And then I gotta say, of course, him being my dad, he was definitely on me more than anybody. So it didn't matter what I did. It like shoot. Sometimes it'd be like maybe he'd give somebody like, oh no, just get him out the game. But if you made any mistakes, if I made any mistakes, oh yeah, it was over with. But I could say honestly, one thing about him, he treated everybody like they were his own. And I mean, a lot of people, you have to respect that, because you don't want, you know, some coaches are like, man, well, I'm gonna take it easy on my kid, but I'm gonna get on everybody else, or I'm gonna take it easy on everybody else, but I'm gonna get on my kid the worst. Like, he did it even. Like, everybody was just like, it was like basically we were all his sons. So him having an impact on my life, especially in the game of basketball, was huge, because honestly, coaches say to me now, it doesn't even faze me at this point, because I'm like, shoot, my dad's much worse than you. Like, I was like, I grew up with him, I live with him. Like, if you're not him, then I mean, it's not gonna faze me as much as, you know, what they say. But yeah, he taught me to be mentally tough for sure. He helped me throughout that. Physically tough. I know for a lot of people that don't know, he was a bodybuilder back in the day. So he was a big dude. So I don't have the genetics. I'm skinny, but I got the strength a little bit. So I took a little bit of the strength, but I'm a little skinny body. But yeah, man, definitely a big impact.
I mean, see, this is how you know my boy is seasoned, man, because the way he talked about Pops and being a bodybuilder, he kind of segued. That's perfect into the next question. That's PR 101 right there, bro. So you know, you can't give out all your secrets, bro. But the one thing that I remember, obviously, was blessed enough to work with your sister, and then been able to work with you throughout the years, was the times y'all would come in and watch y'all work out with your pops. And the famous, that I know we can't do too much, but you got to go over the famous routine, bro. Like, cats don't know, man. Look, me and my dudes used to be at Vets. Even the days I would work y'all out. Y'all would work out, be exhausted. All right, bro, I got to do this real quick. Do what? Oh, I gotta do my stuff, man. So don't give out too much, but you gotta let the basketball community know about some of this routine, man. Just give it. It's insane. Give them a little bit of
that. So where it started off with us, especially when I got into homeschool. If it was summertime, oh yeah, we was up 5 a.m. because vets open at 6. Mm-hmm. So we was up at 5. Got there before vets open, about 10 minutes before it opened. We on the gym, first people on the floor, stretching out. Then we out there, either we starting layups or we running right away. That's how you start out the workout. And you already sweating. So if you're not used to it and you came and worked out with us one day or something, you'll be like, oh yeah, I don't know if I'm coming back for this. Like, this is too much. One thing about my dad though, he tried to, if he was new to it, he tried to dumb it down a little bit. He tried to, let me slow it down a little bit. But if it was us, just me and my sister, or if it was just me, or if it was just her, oh yeah, we were in there for like 3 hours. 3 hours almost doing that routine. Just a ton of shots, a ton of running, ton of moving, ball handling, finishing, just everything. Every aspect of the game you could think of, we did it. Defense, footwork, jumping, man, everything.
Man, it's crazy.
All that in the morning?
All that in the morning. Oh. All that in the morning. Yeah.
No, man, I could even imagine, man. Especially in the morning, you know, you like, especially if you hoop, you know, like them. It take a minute for them knees to warm up. Like, you ain't even got to have knee problems, but you get in that gym and it's cold and you starting off running.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
But yeah, so I want to transition into your high school, man, Corona Centennial. First, let's talk about the rise of the program. You know, when you first got there, it was solid, and when you left, it was at its peak. And last year, they won Open Division. So, like, talk to us a little bit about the rise of where it was when you were there to obviously how it is now.
One thing I can say, Coach Giles always has a culture at Centennial. His motto is always hard work and trying to do the little things. If you do the little things, you're gonna play right away. For me, when I got there, I had lived in LA, so I thought I was going to go to school either somewhere in Long Beach or I was going to go somewhere in LA.
Right.
Originally growing up. So the crazy thing about it, I'm gonna actually go back to a backstory. I was, I think, 9 years old, 9 or 10, and I went to the CIF Southern Section Championship game. And Corona Centennial was playing Long Beach Poly. I thought I was going to Long Beach Poly at this time because my sister went there. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm probably going to Poly, I'm going to play. And I'm like checking out those dudes. Little did I know the team that they would be playing is a school that I would end up at. Wow.
Crazy.
And it's crazy because I was looking back on one of my old little DSIs or something. And I had took a picture and I was right behind Centennial's bench. So like looking back at it, I'm like, man, this is so crazy. Like somewhere I thought I would never be, like I'm at this school. Wow. But like you said, basically the impact and the culture of them, basically, yeah, you just got to work hard there. Before I was there, we have alumni, really good alumni. EK Anabogu, he's in the NBA right now. We have guys who, are in college right now or they're overseas playing, trying to get to the league. We got a lot of guys, like a lot of good players. Actually, the only player that has a jersey retired in Centennial history is actually my coach at Portland State right now. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, his name is Jamal Williams.
I remember the name too.
Yeah, so he's my coach here. So we talk about Centennial all the time. He went to University of New Mexico and then he transferred after 2 years and went to University of Washington and played for Lorenzo Romar. So he knows the ins and outs. He's an all-time leading scorer, Centennial history, all-time leading rebounder.
Sheesh.
So yeah, especially, having someone like that went to my school, that's a blessing to have, especially him being here and be able to teach me, different things. But man, I would say basically, yeah, the impact I had on the team. We lost 4 to 5 starters going into my senior year. We really didn't have a lot of people who had experience with me in varsity basketball. So it was kind of tough going into it because I'm like, dang, I got a lot of sophomores who have never played varsity basketball. I got freshmen like Jared McCain. He was a freshman. Aaron McBride, he was a freshman. They don't know what to expect at this point. They're just out there, really. But man, one thing I can say, they trusted me. Coach Giles trusted me to lead the team. And one thing about me, I was gonna give him my all: defense, offense, being an all-around team player. That's just who I grew up just being. And at the end of the day, it helped them out so much because I feel like when they watch me and they kind of see the standard that I set, especially at the time being the only guy who had the experience, so technically the best player, they looked at it like, man, if he's doing this and like, hey, it's something that works here. Right. And then they kind of seen it throughout the season. We started winning games. We won the Tarkanian Classic in the top division. Something in the beginning of the year, we weren't even ranked in the top 50 in the state. we ended up being top 25 in the country, top 10 in the country.
Wow.
By the end of the season. Yeah, like he said, we got to playoffs. We ended up having a rough time in playoffs. We lost to Mater Dei first game in the playoffs in overtime. Then we played a tough Harvard Westlake team. We ended up losing to them. Then we played Rancho Christian with Evan Mobley. We ended up beating them. And then we went into state playoffs. We went to Harvard Westlake, and I remember, man, we were up, and I was like, yeah, man, we got this. We're going to win this game. Winner of that went on to play Sierra Canyon in the semifinals. They ended up hitting some tough shots at the end, and it was just a little bit too much, so we couldn't get over the hump, but they ended up beating us. But, I mean, honestly, throughout that season, I couldn't be more proud than the team, especially with a group of young guys and, guys who were inexperienced. They gave it their all. I gave it my all. That's all I could ask for, honestly. So they definitely made basketball fun again for me at the time and for our coaches because of just how much fun we had. Nobody was worried about, oh, who's going to score the most? Oh, who's going to get the most rebounds? Who's going to get the most assists? Oh, who's doing this? Who's doing that? Who's getting the recognition for all of this? Nobody cared about any of that. And that's what I feel like impacted the team for them to win the next year. They had that mindset going into the next year. Nobody cared about, oh, this is the best player, that's the best player. No, it was a collective group at that time. It doesn't matter who is the best player. If you don't have a team, you're not going to win. If you have just a good player, you're not going to win. So that was an impact for me on the team, I feel like.
I felt that, Peely. Yo, y'all better pay attention, bro. Y'all better pay attention. Look, and here go the crazy part. P, like, the one thing that I feel like, as a person that you're a hooper, and we hooped decades ago, right? I did personally, but the respect of your peers. You know, like at the end of the day, yeah, you want the all leagues and the all states and the, you know, all CIFs. Like, you know, you were open all CIF player. Mm-hmm. But the recognition of your peers and your teammates. And I was watching, this what threw me off. I was watching Jared McCain's YouTube. You already know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And this dude said, the cat that really impacted me was Paris Dawson. I'm like, yo, this dude is, I know he's what, top 5, top 10 in his class right now.
Yeah.
They're number 5 in the country. They're number 1 all throughout California. I think they lost 1 game in Texas early on. And this dude was like, yo, Paris Dawson. So it's like, you got a guy who you didn't obviously win your senior year, but you set the blueprint on now what this team has done in the years after you graduated. When you got a guy who he ain't even worried, he talking about his teammate, the guy that you took him in as a young freshman. I mean, if you could talk to the community a little about that. Like, obviously he's doing great. Mm-hmm. What kind of tools did you have with that guy, those guys, not just Jared McCain, but those other freshmen and sophomores going in, like in terms of leadership? I think a lot of seniors, juniors, kids who are playing need to hear this. Like, what'd you do in terms of maybe setting them up and giving them the confidence to be kind of like where they are now?
One thing about me, always respectful. That's a big thing, a part of everything. Always saying, hey, what's up? Good morning to people. Because, you know, a lot of young guys, they don't really do that. They just go about their day, get their stuff. All right, let's work out. Not really saying what's up to anybody, just going out there trying to hoop. But in that aspect, it was, no, you got to respect everybody. Everybody got to be treated like they're your brother at this point. It's a family thing with us. If somebody, like for instance, in conditioning, we used to run in the fall time. So we had like 3 weeks of conditioning. Every time we ran, somebody is trailing in the back. If you lap them, hey, pick them up. Let's go. Let's go. Push them as hard as you can. Shoot. Because, hey, that's the only way you're going to win. You got everybody on the same page. Everybody got to stay connected. And for me, with Jared, Donovan Dent, Aaron McBride, they were all ears. They were freshman and sophomore years. So when I talked to them, I was like, hey, man, you do this, you're going to be good. Like, listen, don't worry about right now. Never worry about right now. It's going to be down the road. You're going to get there. Next thing I know, Jared McCain's in the starting lineup. From not playing in summertime to starting freshman year. Donovan Dent, could have started. 6-man, killing. First team all Big 8 league with us. Me, him, and Jared. Like, it was just little things that they had to, and they knew that they were good at. And once they put that into the game, I didn't make anybody try to do too much. If anything, I was going to try to do too much to help. And I'm not talking about, I'm going to score 30, I'm going to score 40 points. Like, no, I'm going to try to take a charge. I'm going to try to defend the best player. I'm going to try to go and get this rebound. I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to do that. And Jared says he had a crazy work ethic. He has a really good, crazy work ethic. And me and him have that in common, which is a really good thing. So if you have, basically you could say the top 2 players on your team at the time, they have work ethics like that, yeah, your team's going to go far because everybody else is going to buy into it.
All in line, yeah.
Yep. So at the end of the day, everybody bought into it with our team. We had guys who might have averaged 6 points, 5 points a game. They was going to work their butts off, though. By the time we got in the gym, they was going to try to go after me or they were going to try to go after Jared. They were trying to push us, and we were pushing them to get better. That's what ultimately helped us to be as good as we were going into my senior year. And for them, people like Jared, people like Donovan Dent, Aaron McBride, Devin Williams, for instance. Devin Williams, he was at Corona High School, and he transferred at the end of the season to Corona Centennial. So he already knew who we were. He already knew us. He used to come to our games and stuff. When he got to Centennial, though, he didn't know what the work was until he actually got there. And he was like, man, this is crazy. Like, we never did anything like this at Corona. Like, I see why you guys are so good. Like, yeah, man, we, like, work every day. Like, does not matter. We're going to work every day. So that was the big thing, I feel like, with Jared. I mean, he had the work ethic right away, but I feel like when he saw what I kind of did, it kind of helped him out, and it kind of put a little image in his mind, like, man, if he does this and I do this, what can that put me at? And as you see right now, like, at the moment, he's having an official visit at Duke right now.
Sheesh.
Like, hey, it took him places. It's taking him places right now. And he has a good attitude. So positive, always positive about him. That's one thing I can honestly say. He's a genuinely good dude. And you got to respect it. Wow.
Man. Whew. All right. Thanks for breaking that down, P. So we talked about Vets Park. We talked about Tri-City. We talked about Corona. Portland, man. Talk to me a little bit about that. I don't think people know about that transition from playing high school, being at the top of your game, to going to college. You know, you go into a D1 school, and now everyone there got a resume. So it starts all over again, right? Like, you got to go back in there with the grind. So just tell the people how that transition from high school to D1 basketball has been for you.
For me, honestly, coming from a program like Centennial, it honestly wasn't even hard for me.
Wow.
Just because of the fact I didn't try to do too much. I tried to do the right things for the team. Defensively, I was going to take a charge. A lot of people won't take charges. I'm going to try to defend the best player. I'm going to try to get steals. If I get posted up, I get big. I'm going to try to get him to turn the ball over. I'm going to try to do just little stuff. And one thing about me, I always play hard. A lot of people, you know, when they get a little older, they're like, I could kind of take a back seat. I could kind of relax a little bit defensively. I wasn't that type of dude. I wasn't coming there like, oh, man, yeah, let him do this. Let him get through. You know, he's older than me. You know, I'll have my time soon. No, it was like, no, I'm coming in here. I'm trying to get this. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's no, like, we're teammates. I understand that, but I'm here to do a job. And if I think I'm I'm a better fit for the job, I'm going to take the job. So at the end of the day, it's like that. I mean, it is what it is. We cool off the court, but, you know, when we're on the court, ain't no friends. Like they say, there's no friends, and that's a true statement. Unless we're on the same team. Or, you know, after the game, hey, man, what's up, man? How you doing? Stuff. But, yeah, honestly, it wasn't a hard transition for me just because I had a work ethic. I knew I could score the ball. I knew I could do, you know, defensively, I can help so much on the team. But a lot of people, it is hard. It is hard for them to come into a transition because if they're used to being the man at their school, they really don't know how to play team basketball. Mm-hmm. That's really a big thing in it. Unless you're a 5-star recruit and they want you like, oh, no, we need you to go out here and score 30 points a game or something like that, then, I mean, that's different. But for me, especially me, because at the end of my senior year, I was a 3-star recruit. I committed early. So I had trust in the school I'm at now. I had trust in the Portland State coaching staff. I had trust in the players that they had. I had trust in their culture. For me, so I stayed. And, I mean, it's been working out. Shoot. Right now we're on a 4-game win streak this year. We started off the year rough, but picking it up and, right pieces, right moments, right times, everything works out. Everybody's having fun. Sky's the limit at this point.
It's crazy, bro, because I think one thing you said, you really are throwing the nuggets today, but one thing you said that was important, you said 2 different answers. You talked about being respectful and your attitude, and you talked about how hard you play. And I think that's what has always made you a little different for a person who kind of seen the journey. Most people who play hard is a good thing, but they're not always likable. And then you got the people who are like likable, and they want to aim you know what I'm talking about? They want to please their teammates. They want to be friends. They don't know how to actually go out there and separate the two and play hard, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like having the balance like you have of being able to, I want to be respectful. When the whistle blows, hey, how you doing? Good job. Good to see you. Where you going? You all me, whatever. But in between these lines, we competing. And I don't see that as much anymore. I mean, talk to me a little bit about that. Like, do you, for a person that's done it and played with a motor, I've always said, man, P had a motor. Is that something that you see that's different now? Even you play open level, you play Division I. Talk to me about that. Is like a motor common, or you don't really see it as much?
You don't see it as much. In college basketball, you see a lot of people get burnt out. You won't see that as much. Like, actually, it was funny. While I was in the game, I was like, I passed the ball and I kept moving around over and over. And the dude that was guarding me, he wasn't trying to let me get off a shot. So he was like, man, can you stop moving real quick? And I've got that a lot about times of me playing. Like, they're like, man, dang, man, stop moving so much. Like people try to just, try to talk to you and stuff. But, man, yeah, motors are not now it's really uncommon that you see him. It's kind of like a Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, John Morant. They got motors. They going full pace. Steph Curry, his motor is, I'm going to move so much that you're going to get tired trying to guard me. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. Well, I'm going to just move. Even if I don't get the shot, you're going to be tired. So then when you come down to offensive end, you're like, dang, man, shoot, I don't even feel like doing this. Right. And you got to go right back down. You got Curry again. So it's different things. Like Russell Westbrook, his is, fast pace. He going to get to the rim. He going to bully ball. He going to go out there, sprint, dunk, get the crowd hype, get the bench hype, get his teammates hype. Same thing like John Morant. And then John Morant, he can shoot the ball. So that's even more of an advantage for him. He gets to the rim. His head right all above the rim and stuff. Great teammate, passing the ball, getting his teammates involved. As you see, he be dancing on the floor and stuff like that. That's a dude you want to play with. Like, that's the type of dude you want to play with. And, that's what I try to put my game as, like, man, I'm going to play my hardest. And I want to be someone that someone wants to play with. Like, at the end of the day, if they don't want to play with you, you're doing something wrong.
Right.
You're doing something wrong. Like, if you got people who are complaining about you as a teammate, that's not a good thing. If you got people like, it's a difference why he's complaining about me. If he's like, maybe he's getting on me a little bit too much. That's honestly totally different. That means there's something wrong with them. If you're getting on somebody, that means you want the best for them. And that's what, honestly, I can honestly say. I hold myself accountable. I hold myself to a certain standard that I get mad after games and stuff. Like, if I don't do certain things, like, some people will be like, it's whatever. Like, yeah, it's whatever, this happened. Like, no, if I didn't do certain things, I'm like, man, I'm mad at myself. Like, I'm upset for like a couple of days. Like, I might be angry when I come to practice. I'm still be a good teammate, but I might be like, at myself personally, just be like, man, why not doing this? Why did I do that? Why did I do this? And I'm the type to go over and over and over in my head, different scenarios. Like, what happened this game? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? What could I do here better? What could I do there better? And honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like it all helps me out, especially being able to watch film and stuff now, more at the college level. That's a big thing. Actually, a part of transitioning from high school to college, film is another big thing, I can honestly say. I watched film in high school, but not really as much. Mm-hmm. But Giles did get us prepared for that. That's one thing I can say. And for the stuff that he did to help me transition from high school to college, his game plans, he always had a scout. That was one thing about him. He always had a scout. He had, this is their best player. This is what this guy can do. This is what that guy can do. Run over their plays. 3 days before the game, before we play them, we run over their plays. We got the scout team. We got the guys who usually play. We all out there and we're competing at the end of the day. Otherwise, it doesn't work. If you're just going through the motions, if you're just like, let's take it easy, I don't want to get hurt. No, let's go. Let's work. If you get hurt, God forbid it, but we trying to go out, we trying to win, we trying to go for a war. We going to war, so, gotta come out here and gotta be ready for it.
Yeah. Before I ask my next question, I don't want to harp on it too much because we talked about it a lot, but just want the younger kids to know that are watching, like, this dude has been successful at every level of basketball, from AAU to high school, and now he's a D1 athlete. And he just said his biggest thing is working hard. A lot of the kids these days, it's about shooting. You touched up on it, getting buckets, but we tell the kids all the time, man, like, if you're small or you out here trying to get 30, most likely they got someone else When you get to high school or when you get to college, they probably doing the same thing you're doing. They probably about 6'6", 6'7", athletic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you could put your focus on just the small things, bro, being a dog and playing hard, like coaches love that. You're gonna play, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facts.
But the day-to-day, man. Obviously, high school is a little different. College, you probably have more than one practice a day. You might have shoot around before games. You might have, like you said, film session. Just tell the community a little bit about the day-to-day of a D1 athlete.
For me, so the gym usually isn't open at certain times of the day because we have so many programs. So we have like girls basketball. They'll practice early. We practice in the afternoon. So usually what I do, I'll still get up in the morning and I'll cook breakfast, eat that. I'll head over to the gym usually we have like weights at like 11, 12. So I'll head over there about 10:30, around that time, head over to the gym. When I get over there, change, I either go into the trainer's room in case I got an injury or something, or I need something like something isn't feeling right. I go in there, try to get it fixed, get some rehab with it. Or I'll go into the gym and I'll be shooting before we go into weights or something. Get into weights, we're in the weight room for like an hour. After that, they give us like protein and stuff. You take your protein shakes. You got like a little rest, probably like 30-minute rest. Usually we have film after that 30-minute rest, watching film for about another 30 minutes. And then we got practice right after that. Practice could be anywhere between an hour and a half, 2 hours for us. So after that practice, what I do, I'll get up shots right after. I get up my shots. After I get up my shots, usually I'll try to make a certain amount of threes, certain amount of jump shots, free throws, and then layups. After that, I head over back to the trainer's room if I want to get some ice for my knees, for my joints. We got a cold tub. I'll get in the cold tub or I'll get some ice. I'll get some ice if I'm gotta just hurry up and go. Usually I have class right after. I gotta get something to eat to fuel my body because that's the most important thing. You gotta get your nutrition. You can do all the stuff you can do, but at the end of the day, you definitely have to get your nutrition in. And then usually I'll have class or I'll have some work to do, and then really the rest of the time is just straight downtime for me. So like talking to my family, talking to my girlfriend, just talking to different people, friends. Just chilling.
Man, so with that, I know you've done your due diligence. I know you pattern your game. You have a bunch of people in your game. So I got a couple questions for you, because I think we about that time. And I got to hear it. So it's about that time that we're going to do this rapid fire. So right. I already kind of know the answer to the first question, and I'm a little disappointed, but the world needs to hear it. So we're going to start the rapid fire off right. So PD, favorite player of all time?
Favorite player of all time is Ray Allen.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, Ray Allen is my favorite player of all time.
Wow.
Current favorite player is Devin Booker, but all time Ray Allen. Yep. I
got that wrong, basketball community. So talk about that. Ray Allen? Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give me real quick. Why? Wow.
Okay, so it's crazy. For my third birthday, he was my action figure on my cake. So, I really don't know basketball at that time. I don't really know people. So he ended up being my favorite player specifically because of that moment. And then me watching him when he was on the Supersonics, like watching him play against the Lakers and stuff.
He was cold.
So
Wow.
at that time, I was like, man, Ray Allen. I'm like, yeah. So I don't remember this, but my parents always tell me. He took me to a Laker game, and they were playing the Supersonics, and I guess they say Ray Allen had like 30 or something. And I'm like, yeah, Ray. Like, I'm screaming, like, yeah, every time he scored. And they say all the Laker fans looking back at me like, man, what is this little kid talking about over here cheering for the Supersonics and stuff? But, man, yeah, it ended up being Ray Allen. Yeah, I had a Milwaukee Bucks, number 34 Ray Allen jersey. I had that on my cape. Yep.
And see how you hoop. Okay, I can see that. So
a lot of people don't know about early Ray, Jay. They just know about catch and shoot Ray.
Yeah,
Ray
don't know
a little bit of
Yeah.
everything, man.
got the grip. Come on,
Yep.
6'5". Poke you real
Sneaky.
quick, get to the rim. Oh. So, who you guys are the best player in the league right now?
For me, LeBron or KD.
Here we go. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
No, John. Yeah,
What?
LeBron. LeBron's not the best. I'm with that, PD. I'm with that. You know,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's just so dominant to me. Like, still, at the age he's at, like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Harris, they 13 and 27, man. Oh, man. I mean, that's a fair answer for real. I just want to give Giannis. I got to give it to Giannis just because, bro, he didn't leave. He plays both ends every game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't know. I just got to say Giannis. But KD or LeBron ain't the wrong answer either, though. So
I was about to say that too. I like Giannis a lot.
Dog, man.
Yeah, he is.
Dog.
He is.
This a weird season. Obviously, you brought up Devin Booker earlier as your guy right now. Who do you have winning the ship this year?
I got the Suns. I think, and they're playing really good basketball.
They are.
So I'm like, man, I think the Suns. I think they're gonna pull it off this year.
I got them coming out of the West for sure.
Yeah, I got them in the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals, and that's gonna be a good matchup right there.
Who they playing in the finals then? It's tough.
Honestly,
the East is tough.
The East is tough. Honestly, shoot. Honestly, I'm gonna say if they we gonna see what happened with this Philly stuff. I heard James Harden's supposed to go over there. That happens. Shoot, I don't know. It is all the way up in the air for whoever wins.
Yeah.
So that means that means the Nets will get Ben.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
You got to give him one more person though.
Yeah, I think they would get Ben and Tobias. I was thinking Ben and Tobias Harris.
Well, that's too much. You think so?
I don't know though, because I'm like they got Daigle still.
Oh, okay.
So I was like they still got a good three.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
They should take Curry. I take Curry. Ben and Curry.
Seth. Yeah. I forgot Seth was over there too.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right, man. So this is the last question. We ask it every week to all our people. Okay. You my boy. So I'm gonna give you 2 words. If you want to sneak a third word in, you can. But the last question of rapid fire is simple. What motivates you?
Honestly, I've thought about this, but I don't know. It's been so many different things throughout my life.
It's an easy but tough question.
Yeah, it is. Family for sure. Family is definitely one of the things. I was honestly gonna say, even though it's family, I was gonna say like my mom. My mom is like the one person that like I do a lot of this stuff for her, especially. you know, I got a love for the game and stuff, but like I really, really, really want to be good because of her. Like, just the stuff that she does for me, coming to my games, calling me every day, see how I'm doing, see what's going on, texting me after games, before games, telling me good luck. Yeah, talking while I'm in the gym shooting after games and stuff. So it's just, yeah, I would say my mom, family, my mom.
Hey, you know, parents, players, trainers, y'all need to pay attention, man. Y'all need to pay attention. There's a lot of nuggets in here, man. So obviously, before we end, you know, I always like to, you know, obviously say our prayer, man. Just thankful for what the Lord's done for us, man. So y'all bow your heads. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent, one for the other. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, man. That wraps up another good one. Paris, thank you for taking the time with us today, man. We know you're in season, busy, so we appreciate the time you took with us today. Thanks for all the jewels. We're definitely gonna make the younger kids watch this and be like, look, this kid plays D1, played in high school, successful. Y'all need to play harder, man. Stop worrying about all these questions, bro. Y'all need to play harder, bro. Goodness. But yeah, man, we appreciate you, bro. Definitely part of the family. And thank you for taking the time, man.
Hey, thank you for having me.
PD.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Peace.
Later.